Hello, dear friends, and welcome to the penultimate. Yes, I use fancy words sometimes too. The penultimate day of Inktober 2019. So it's day 30, and I am very excited to have shared this much of my journey with you. If you are new here, please remember to subscribe to the channel and remember to turn on bells for notifications and such, because we have some interesting times ahead on this channel. Some interesting things that we're going to have to think about in terms of where it's going, but it's always going to stay sassy and it's always going to stay arty. And it's always going to be a little bit kooky because it's my channel. So about today's video, I am actually going to do a sort of pseudo review of the Derwent Inktense pens. So a few days ago, I used the palette for Tasty and it was okay. I don't know, the colors are a bit strange. For example, the ultramarine is not very typical of an ultramarine, but you can buy the pens, pencils, as open stock, which is really fun because then you can only get the colors that you really like. And because I make excellent life choices, I got 2 purples because I love drawing animals, but gotta get me some of them purples. Oh, I make such great life choices. This is what this channel's about, guys. It's about Stevie making great life choices. Anyway, so I'm not gonna lie, I actually really like these. I think that they are a much better investment than the pans because I don't know, like, firstly you get to choose what you want. Secondly, you get a lot. Like, I didn't even sharpen them for this piece, so yeah, they're gonna last me quite a while. And you also get a bit more versatility because there's different ways that you can use watercolor, or I suppose these are sort of ink pencils, but they act the same way that watercolor pencils do. So you can see that first I used it as you do an outline and then you add water and then it sort of bleeds in, but you still get an outline. And then another technique you can use is the one I'm using now, where you sort of shade in and then add water, and that gives you a very watercolor wash kind of look. The only thing is you can't press too hard. Like, I'm quite a heavy-handed person, so this is a particular struggle that I face with all sorts of solid forms of liquid objects. Because if you press too hard, you will get lines. So, and the lines will be really hard to get away from your paper without like a lot of scrubbing. You can also get a watercolor wash from them by sort of just adding some water to the tip like I did there, and you can then just use it almost as though you're using a watercolor pan. And I'm not sure if it damages the wood of the pencil or not, but they're not particularly expensive and I'm not particularly attached to them, so yeah, I'm not too worried about what that does in the long run. For now, it made me happy, and that's kind of what these art supplies are meant to do, is provide joy. So, goal succeeded. And yeah, so the other way is you can see that in the eyeball, the iris color of the eyeball, you saw that I got quite nice dark lines by going into a wet area with the pen, and the pen nib just basically like melts and you get some really, really great, really saturated lines. So there's lots of different things that you can do with them. It's really limited just to what you can imagine, which is quite fun. It makes it quite a nice art supply, and when you're finished with them, you just put them in a pencil drawer, which is quite nice, because they dry really, really quickly, even when you put like the water directly onto the tip of the pencil. So yeah, and this is pretty much the reason that this fits with catch to me, was that I was thinking about how to use the word catch in not like necessarily a more positive way, because, you know, you can do a lot of things that are very positive, like, for example, I don't know, catching an injured animal, nursing them back to health, releasing them back into the wild, like rehabilitation systems and stuff like that. But I had this idea and I was like, oh, I just really want to catch somebody's attention. And then I thought about how you catch people's attention visually. And then I was like, what about if your eyeballs are catching your attention and sort of telling your brain what to look at? Because, I mean, that's pretty much what their job is. If something moves or something is colorful or something is potentially a threat or food, we are programmed to look and immediately evaluate what that is. So yeah, and I thought that would be really interesting if, I don't know, I could sort of get a pictorial weird like, I don't know, it's surreal look to that. And I don't know, I just had so much fun. I really like doing some weird dark stuff. And I mean, if I could, I would kind of hope that I could be this creative all the time. Because I really like the sort of puns and wordplay and style, and yeah. And I think that it's really fun using sort of non-conventional colors, because these are quite like happy, girly, candy flossy colors. And yet so I don't know, I think it's nice when an art piece can surprise you and give you sort of mixed feelings. Anyway, if you're down for more surprises and more mixed feelings, please remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you for the last day of Inktober. Okay, love you, bye.